Working Interferences is intended for mature audiences. Since the hosts never grew up, someone needs to be the adult.
Welcome to Working Interferences with Lance
and Holly,
the dental advice podcast for the average dentist. Here is Lance
and Holly. And the adventure continues.
Here we are.
We're back.
Buckle up. Now we're just a couple glasses of wine in.
We're a responsible level in.
Just, yeah.
So it'll be fine.
We had a nice Caesar salad for dinner.
We did.
A couple potato chips.
It was a fantastic
and some wine.
Evening. We had, what do we got? We got a Raffinelli.
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Not Alfred Raffinelli.
It's a very nice spicy wine. I really
It's
like
a Merlot from Sonoma County. Yeah. Wayne, our good friend Wayne Sutton.
He's the man.
Took us on this little gem of a place. It was awesome. When we visited there, there were a bunch of hummingbirds. And so I went and stood next to the hummingbird feeders.
And they just swarmed
And then
ahead.
They came back because they ran away when
That's
I put
great.
it. But then they came. It's a weird hum. Stand amongst a whole bunch of hummingbirds just humming around your head.
But I love hummingbirds. I have
Who doesn't?
Well, I have a tattoo of hummingbirds because that's my grandfather taught me how to do hummingbird feeders when I was a kid. And so I have
How to do it? You put the red stuff in, right?
Well, you have to make sure it's always cool. You can't let it get hot and you have to switch it out regularly.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I always just saw the red feeder and
they were
birds.
a big deal to him. And so in tune, they've become a very big deal to me.
Well, they were awesome. I enjoyed the trip. So if anybody's ever in the Sonoma Valley area, go to A. Raffinelli. And we were there between, they couldn't really give us the major tour, but because Wayne's who he is, they still saw us, gave us a quick tasting, and then we took off.
Yeah.
So awesome place. The whole Napa Valley area is just what's not to love, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So good times.
As much as I don't like California, it seems to be a lot of places in California I love.
As much as you hate
But that's the thing. I don't like.
We have a house there
I don't
now.
like the culture.
We don't live there, but we have a house there.
Well, Palm Desert is not the normal culture of California. That is a weird bubble.
Well, I think there's a lot of transplants. A lot of people retire and then move there. Either going to Florida or they're going to.
My house is almost done. I'm very, very excited.
We never did post a link to the photos.
Well, we don't have the photos yet. They haven't been sifted through.
And
but
then I do HDR photos.
He went down and did some photos for me for the house, and then I have my window coverings coming on Friday.
Do I need to take the photos over again then?
Well, I'm gonna have Judy just let me know.
Okay.
My real estate agent again, Judy Haley. She is the
super awesome.
She's the best real estate agent down there. Contact me if you ever want to purchase a home down there or by Lake Havasu or by Carlsbad. She's licensed throughout. She's an amazing real estate agent, though. Yeah, I owe her probably one of my limbs.
Do I get to pick?
It's
been a bit of an adventure lately. I have an assistant who had a family something, and so she took off for a month. And those that don't know, it's kind of a boutique practice. I only have one assistant. So my entire clinical assisting team is
but I've actually really enjoyed this new assistant.
I thought she's great.
I like her because...
Well, that she can tolerate me.
Part of it is she's like, okay, so he did this. I go, just ignore him. And she's like, okay. I go, it's nothing personal. She's like, okay, that's good to know. Then I can just ignore him. I'm pretty good at that. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah. And I'm used to being ignored. So it works.
As long as she retains the information, which she actually, I feel like, has been trying to retain the information. There's just a lot coming at her.
Well,
from a practice like yours.
And I told her from the get-go, I said, I never expect I don't care how much experience you've got. I don't expect you to really follow what I'm doing, be able to step right in and do what I'm doing. Just watch me. The past several crown preps, I've done everything so she can see how it is. And then I said, hey, now I'm going to turn you loose and you're going to make some mistakes, and I'll correct you. Don't worry about it, because once they're corrected, and you'll understand why when it happens. And she's been great.
Yeah. Usually I don't tell people that I'm married to you, but because I didn't know what Shannon had already told her coming into our office, because it is a temp agency and Shannon knows both of us. Her first day, I said, just so you know, I'm married to Dr. Timmerman. If there's an issue, just come and talk to me about it, because there's most likely a really easy, quick resolution, and don't overthink it.
So what you're telling the listeners is Lance is a dick.
No, you're very particular.
Yeah.
And that is how most doctors are. Most doctors should be pretty particular.
Yeah, I am pretty specific.
And so I said, he doesn't expect you to know everything right off the bat. If you ask him 17 times the same question, then we're going to have a problem.
Yeah, he'll go crazy. But I mean, I'm particular, but I can't believe how many times I go to their offices and they don't have like a timer. Like, dude, this is supposed to be 12 seconds. Or this etch is got to be 20 seconds.
But that's the ignorance of the doctor. Any doctor that's like, oh, I can just figure it out in my head.
I'm counting in my head.
You're being super arrogant.
You're stupid.
And you're an idiot.
You're monumentally dumb.
And you're lazy. Just push the fucking button that tells you the time.
Some of these operas don't have clocks or timers or anything in them.
Yeah.
Or it's like those old VCRs where the 12 o'clock is blinking. It's one of those. You're like, do you even know how to? So I got to start counting. All right. No, I totally believe in following the directions on the instruction sheet of your products. And when they say 20 seconds, then I do 20 seconds.
Well, because that's when you get your ideal result, is when you actually follow the fucking directions.
Yeah. So when it says rinse for 10 seconds, rinse for 10 seconds. So anyway, I probably pissed off half my audiences.
But both of them. I've been down at the desert, and it was 129 degrees, and you came down and helped me in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So I'm about to go to the airport. I had my flight had been delayed. So my daughter had visited and flew home Tuesday down to Anaheim. So she flew down Tuesday with a 3-hour delay. Then Holly goes down Wednesday, and she got delayed an hour or two before she got down. So I originally was supposed to come down Thursday, but I went down Friday instead. And my Thursday, my app that keeps track of all that told me that my flight was delayed. Well, great, that's not my flight, but it was delayed. Showed up 2 hours later than it was supposed to. Great. So on Friday, I get a notice that my flight's delayed. Well, I kind of expected that. No big deal. So my 8 o'clock flight was now at 9:15, and I'm at home. I only live about 25 minutes from the airport.
Not that far.
No, I timed it. It's 25 minutes.
Okay. Whatever.
And so I get a message at 6:55 that my flight was just plain canceled. I'm like, what? So I'm sitting there trying to figure out what to do. And then I get a message at 7:04. Don't worry. We rebooked you for the 7:48 flight to Salt Lake City to connect down to go there. I'm like, wait, it's 7. That means they're boarding right now. And I had to check a bag.
Well, they must have thought you were already at the airport.
They would have assumed I was already there, and it would have been easy had I already been there. And I actually was grabbing my stuff to go to the airport at that very moment, but there was no way I was going to get there in time to check my bag to go. And I normally don't check, but I was bringing a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't going to allow me to
use your imagination.
Mm-hmm. It is exactly what you think it is. So I get there at 7:30, and the lady's like, yeah, well, you can't, just don't check the bag, just go. I'm like, I can't not check this bag. This bag has to be checked. So then she's like, well, it's too late. He's not gonna make the flight. I'm like, fuck. What do I do? So long story short, I finally just said, get me somewhere down there. Give me Burbank. Give me John Wayne. Give me LAX. Give me something down there. So they got me on a 9 o'clock flight to LAX. So now I added an hour of my drive to get to Palm Springs. So I rented a car from LAX and I drove, and I finally show up at 3:30 in the morning in Palm Springs. And then had to pretty much, when I woke up, I got to check in for my flight home.
But, you don't want to have too much FOMO. You don't want to have the fear of missing out on too much, because you haven't been down there a lot.
I really haven't.
And it's kind of like every time you show up, there's been massive changes to the house. And it's kind of exciting.
Like the skylight?
Okay, well, that was a whole other situation. I asked Lance to change the skylight out.
No, just the
glass.
The glass part, not the whole skylight. That's ridiculous.
So,
who would want to do that?
So he pulls on the skylight to get it, and the whole thing falls down into his lap.
It didn't fall. I gently guided it to my lap from the ceiling.
Then why was there dirt everywhere in my
it's
brand
very
new
dirty
bathroom?
It's a very dirty.
Oh my God, it was gross. I'm
a dirty boy.
So gross.
So that was fun.
So then I had to call
We had to get a professional
to come at an emergency.
Sometimes you want a professional. And this is one of those times.
Push it back up into the ceiling. It was a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, that shaft was bigger than I expected.
That was a long, firm shaft.
That weird curvature at the end was a little alarming.
There's nothing like, hey, Holly,
can you come help me?
Help me for a minute? Sure.
It's like me saying, hey, can you help me find my phone? And then take me to the hospital.
I am just like, fuck, why do I ask you to do anything?
That's what I said.
Now the only thing Lance is responsible for is the Wi-Fi connection, the cable hookup.
Mm-hmm.
That
shit is dialed in.
It is superb. He is not ever professed to be handy in
Wait a minute.
home renovation.
I take offense to that because I worked in an apartment complex doing renovations.
I know, but not skylights.
I did not do a skylight. There were no skylights involved. Not a single one was harmed.
Not putting in flooring, not installing windows, not any of the big crazy shit. You can patch walls.
Right.
You can clean carpets.
That's what I said.
You can do some handy shit.
Mm-hmm. I can patch a hole.
But just not the
Give me some drywall and some mud, and I can.
Oh my! You go to town.
Yeah. I changed out 200 toilets that summer.
I do appreciate the willingness to try.
Do you?
I did until I saw the entire skylight in my bathroom, and I was like, "Fuck! Why do I ever? Why, Holly? Why do you do that?" So,
unfortunately, the part that you bought didn't fit anyway. So
then the guy
professional
comes and he has to jerry rig it back up into the ceiling for right now until I can get it fixed professionally.
Yeah,
professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all went to the pool, and Holly decided to race her cousin's husband. And then got Lance thrown from the cart, and he goes rolling across the concrete.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bring that up.
It was a whole thing.
So
it was quite the adventure of 48 hours.
Yeah, so I'd only been awake for 12 hours at this point. No, 15 hours. So we were leaving the pool in the golf cart, and somehow you decided to race Roger, but you wanted to cut across the grass, but that was like a 90-degree turn. I'm just sitting as a passenger, so I just went flying out of this thing.
And he got so mad at me, he wouldn't get in the golf cart.
I just was walking. She's like, get in. I'm like, no, I'm fine. No, just get in. No, just get in. I hurt. I think I said it 3 times. Just get in. Hurt.
Eventually, he did get in.
Because it was a long walk.
But we had some casualties of fare. We lost our water speaker.
I literally had a speaker that, those sport things you take to the beach and the pool and the stuff. So that's gone.
Did you ever find your sunglasses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was just the speaker that we lost.
Yeah. The cheaper of the two. Yeah, that was.
I just decided.
Well, and then the next day, I'm like, why am I bruised? Oh, that's right. My whole right side.
The thing is, I didn't really remember everything that happened. And
really?
I was like, why are you so mad at me?
Well, and you're like, the casualty, the drag racing, fucking geriatric riding golf carts. Vroom, vroom.
Oh my God. I tell you, it was like, whoa, okay. Holly just needed time. It was fine, but it was really fun up until that point.
And then we had to immediately go back and go to bed because we had to get up to get to the airport.
It was,
So we fly Delta quite a bit, and so going Seattle to Ontario is better than Seattle to Palm Springs because Palm Springs you have to connect in Salt Lake.
It's that, and it's also
much cheaper.
It's like a fourth of the price.
Yeah. So So there's an extra hour and 15-minute drive, Palm Springs to, or at least the Palm Desert to
Ontario.
Mm-hmm. So
it's
there's that.
Yeah.
That's the price you pay for having a little bit of paradise.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good trade-off for me.
Yeah. I do it in a heartbeat every single time, including being thrown from a golf cart.
Again, I'm super sorry.
Oh, I heal.
That was the whole thing.
I mean,
it was fun.
Honestly, my right shoulder that had the surgery actually has more mobility now. I think you
jostled it loose.
Not just stretched it. You probably tore something. I don't know. All I know is I can actually take my shirt off in a normal way. I haven't been able to do that since October.
Well, part of it was we started the night at a bar with my cousin and her husband.
Hey, we entertained the band.
It was so great. That was I don't remember the name of the place.
O'Kane's, because I thought, is it cocaine? And like, no, it's O'Kane.
O'Kane,
like,
O'Kane pub in
Palm
Desert, and
the band Guilty as Charged was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a great bar. It was a great.
And the dude that was the lead singer, his parents were from Hull, and so we were requesting, hey, play Beautiful House Martins or Beautiful South, and he's like, you know them?
How do you know who they are? Those are my. And the worst part is they're like, that's my mom's favorite.
My mom
group.
used to play that cassette over and over. I'm like,
shut the fuck up,
fuck you.
10-year-old. But whatever.
But he had a great time. We entertained him. I mean,
we had a great time with the band. That was
so
really
much fun. So I think that's
how it started. Then we went to the pool, with drinks and played horse basketball and then drag racing on the golf cart, and then once you fell out of the golf cart, all the fun ended.
Fun ended. Every party needs a pooper, so that's why I was invited.
I'm like, do you not hold on?
Well, I would have. We had barely started. We hadn't even got going, and you immediately did a 90-degree turn.
You just have to be ready to roll at any time. You've been married to me for 30 years. 30 years you've been married to me. I drive a sports car. You know what kind of driver I am.
How many times you're doing like a J-turn and a power slide? Like never. So
okay. Sorry, people.
Yeah.
We digress.
It was Holly, this is an advice show.
Okay. All right, are we ready?
Trust me.
Are we ready for some questions?
So Holly starts reading me some questions from her little Facebook groups, and I'm like, screenshot that. Talk about that. Screenshot that one.
The only reason I'm a part of these is for this podcast.
I know, but the best part.
But I can't look at them any other time because I'm like, what is wrong with these people?
There's so much dumb.
Well,
and I hope no one listening is one of the posters because.
Well, that's why I'm not sharing names or the group because
they'll figure it out if they were the poster.
Yeah, but they might have posted the same question to 9 different groups because there's not just one.
What? All right, so start us off, Holly.
Okay.
Give me a good one.
I'm looking for any guidance as I am at a loss. Got the word today. The practice I'm at has been sold with no warning. Duh. You'd quit your fucking job if we gave you warning. New doc is first time owner starts Monday and we are out of network. Out of network is capitalized with all insurances like, oh, heaven forbid, gasp.
No, they want you to worship her because they're out of network. We're so elite.
No, that's not what this post is about.
Well, if all the out of network offices I know, they have their nose up in the air because they're so much better than you.
She was probably part of a only in network office. That's why it's out of network. Like,
let me see.
That's why she's at a loss.
Hold on.
That's why she's at a loss. I am at a loss.
Okay. Continue.
Why the fuck would you be at a loss? You'd be like, pot of time.
I don't know. Explain to me. So continue.
Do I have to do any credentialing or registration with insurance companies?
Okay. So number one, nobody owes you shit. They don't need to give you a warning at all.
Okay. Simmer down, sir. That was really aggressive from the get-go.
Oh, so should I go and
baby steps?
Your first gear first?
Yeah.
All right.
Not straight to fifth.
All right. So not say, fuck you, you're just a staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting that first the entitlement of the staff that thinks that they deserve a warning.
All right. So let me sidebar.
Okay. Sidebar.
What was this? 17 years ago, I moved my practice from a location to where I'm at now, and I've been there ever since. And the assistant that I had with me, when I was looking at places to go, she was mad that I didn't consult with her on where I was going to move to, because I was actually pretty close to this one deal over on Exit 7.
Was that Shelly?
No, it was my first felon, Lori. You've had a lot of felons in your office. So the first felon, she got all pissed off going, why you should talk to me about this. I'm like, about what? She goes, well, it's going to affect me. I'm like, are you paying the rent? Are you getting the loan for this?
Are you paying your own?
Why the fuck would I care
salary?
At all about your opinion? You can enjoy me or not. That's up to you. But I don't give two shits.
But at any given point, you can walk away and leave.
That's why I don't care.
Leave. Yeah.
That's why I get to make all of the choices, because I'm the one paying the bills.
Yeah.
So this guy sold the practice without warning you. You know what? Because it doesn't matter.
It's none of your fucking business.
Yeah. You can leave.
You know.
In fact, you probably should leave.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel that entitled, just so you know, this is not your practice.
Yeah. You don't own this. The patients aren't your patients. You have relationships with them. There's no denying that.
You feel a sense of obligation to them.
Sure. Treat them well, be all that. But they're all 100% your previous owner's patients. The goodwill is between him and the new buyer. If you are an ethical person, help this new guy get off the ground. But guess what? You are replaceable.
Yeah. Everybody's replaceable.
We're all replaceable. Your boss was replaceable. He sold the practice to this new guy. So we just proved he's replaceable too. So suck it up and enjoy your fee-for-service practice, you elitist snob.
Now, because this is a new doctor coming in.
And a new grad, was it?
Yes, a new grad.
Okay.
Which
he's going to need help.
He's going to need some help. He's going to have a little bit of humility coming in and demanding out of network for everyone.
What's interesting, okay, a new grad and going out of network, that's going to be a tough sell, because people go out of network, they expect something more than what they can get at the DSO.
Especially if you're buying an office that was previously an in-network facility where it was more of a mill. So you cannot continue to be a mill.
Yeah, if he worked at a mill?
No, if the practice was originally a mill.
Well, it says it was out of network.
No, this guy is going to be out of network.
Oh, so the practice previously was in network?
Correct.
Oh God, this is a nightmare.
So, okay.
So I misinterpreted.
That just took a turn.
So I thought it was an out of network office that has a new owner, and we're like, hey, we're out of network, and so this guy's coming in. What do we do?
Well, they're still asking that because they don't know what to do with it.
But honestly, it ends up being the exact same scenario. So, because they're asking, should I do a credentialing?
Do I have to do anything? Well,
you actually don't. No credentialing at all. But you got to send the W-9.
Yeah, you have to send the W-9. Let them know that you are a provider. You're a legal provider with a license number, with a tax ID number, national provider number, whatever.
All that stuff. But you were legally allowed to do the service. We don't give two shits about your fee schedule, because my fee schedule is my fee schedule. Now, they're going to pay whatever their fee schedule is, and then you have to collect the difference. So this guy, if he doesn't know that he has to figure out how to be an out-of-network provider, I would assume if he's buying this practice and he's going to be out-of-network, he has a little bit of a clue, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you just have so many guys who... It depends on where they get their information and whether or not they get all of the information, or if they just cherry pick what sounds good to them.
Well, they get all their information from Facebook, because that's the wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, or Instagram. That's a little terrifying.
Oh my God. Oh, that's what I was going to... Okay. I had something.
Okay.
I had sent you something. You're like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. Well, I remember now.
So my next question, so that was a little bit... Think about that last one for... how you would handle this, because I foresee most of our listeners eventually selling their practice.
Well, they're both a little too young for that.
Okay. My next question. We have a third-party company getting our verifications and eligibility. However, because they are a third party, they are unable to complete a full breakdown from the insurance company. Anyone else having issues? How do you navigate this? Well, first of all, your third party is full of shit. Because if anybody in your office can go online and get a full benefit breakdown, they're just being fucking lazy, and they're taking advantage of you and your staff. Did I touch it? Sorry.
Wait.
Not that it.
So for the listeners, my cable to my headphones got disconnected. So Holly asked if she touched my cable. Well, that still sounds right. I mean,
okay, let's go. So first of all, if you have a third party that's working for you and they're telling you they can't do certain things with the insurance company, you need to fire them.
Yeah. Did they say what the name of this company was?
No, they did not.
Okay. I'm not saying put them on blast, but
that is a huge red flag. If they are insurance coordinators, insurance benefit and eligibility, then they should be able to get you actually more than your standard breakdown. They should be able to get you every single thing.
Well, that's the whole point of using a third party is you're supposed to get a better deal than if you just signed up on your own. Because why not just sign up on your own?
Because they should also be loading your computer with all of the breakdowns and not just your highlighted breakdowns.
Okay.
And
what's a highlighted breakdown?
They cover 180/50. Well,
just the standard categories?
That's a standard breakdown.
Okay. All right.
But then you have your micro breakdowns where you have some insurances where periotherapy is considered major. So that would actually be covered at a 50% instead of an 80% of a basic. Okay. And so your having a benefit verification company should be able to get you all of that information without an issue. If they're having any type of issue, you need to give them a 30-day notice and fire their ass because now they're just wanting to plug and play, which means they're just charging you an astronomical amount of money that it would cost you an extra $15 a month for your staff to get. Right.
Yeah. No, the whole point of these companies is to negotiate the fees, get a higher schedule. And that's why you were telling Clint with his new practice to his practice coordinator saying, don't accept the first fee schedule they give you. They're going to give you the low ball. The art of negotiation is you always go low and then work your way up to what you really will accept. And the other people start high to negotiate down.
Yeah.
You never take the first number.
Never.
That's negotiation 101.
We're dealing with that with your mom's house. I'm not willing to put her house at the absolute bottom of the barrel price
so that it'll sell right away. Well, then I'm willing to wait.
Yeah, well, I have no problem.
I got nowhere to be.
And we don't have to sell the house, so everybody can fuck off.
Exactly.
But so that, just fire them. Yeah. That's my opinion.
That's the bottom line. Cut to the chase. Fire.
Yeah, because if they're telling you anything remotely like that, they're not doing their job at all.
They suck.
So, okay, you ready for this one?
I don't know.
This one just has one answer.
It has what?
This just has one answer.
Oh.
So
the word no?
If you get it wrong, you're fired.
Okay. Shit, no pressure.
Just got word that our collection agency is closing. Who do you recommend? You to collect at the time of service, you stupid bitch.
Yeah, you avoid so many things. The collection, to be fair, sometimes things don't go the way as planned and suddenly people have a balance. But you shouldn't go in planning to have a balance.
Yeah. You should be collecting at the time of service for the mass amount of it. And then...
And the other thing, the common thing, at least here in America, my foreign listeners may not have the same tradition, but traditionally in America, the insurance is going to cover 50%. So the other 50%, you half at prep, half at seat for a crown. That's the dumbest thing ever, and everybody does it.
But do you know why it's the dumbest thing ever?
Because you're fucked.
Because no matter what, you're obligated to seat that crown.
You cut that tooth, you have to finish. They can, the day that they may have paid their 50%, their half at prep, and on their way out the door, they might look at you and say, I am never paying you the other half, and you still have to finish.
Nothing you can do.
It's called abandonment. You legally have to seat that crown. So
ask us how we know.
Right. So
we've made every mistake.
All the mistakes have been made. I've learned them all. At least here in Washington State. So other states may vary. The better thing, if you're gonna do half and half, then great. Half to make the appointment and the other half at the prep. So they're paid in full the day you prep the tooth. So you're just done. Yeah. Now the CEREC offices don't even have to worry about that because there is no prep and seat dates. They're the same date.
Yeah.
So there's an advantage with
Unless
that.
they're cooking them, though, there's trash pieces.
I have some friends that are super artistic, amazing dentists. That's just so much work that you can farm out to a lab and just have an extra visit. The extra visit's not that big of a deal. But I digress. That wasn't the reason for the comment.
So that's that.
So that's pretty simple. That was an easy one.
Okay, that's what I said. It's got one answer.
But you answered it for me, so I wasn't even on the.
Okay, so this is what makes me nervous. This question, because I'm sitting
The one we
here.
just answered?
No, this next one.
Oh,
The other one is just pure stupidity. I can't believe she asked that question.
So much dumb.
And okay, so this one is, I have very, very strong feelings about offices who are doing sleep.
Oh, okay.
That
I have opinions too.
First of all, your staff isn't trained. If your staff doesn't know what's going on, Dental Writer is an excellent resource.
So Rose Neerman and Neerman Practice Management and Dental Writer.
I know there's people that should talk them just because
Everybody should talk to everybody, so that's fine.
Well, and I don't like that.
Yeah, fuck you.
And
Rose is awesome.
I love Rose. John is great.
Great guy.
I highly, highly recommend them specifically because they train your staff to understand the workings of sleep. It's not just the doctor has his class and that's it.
Yeah,
And
those that take a one weekend class and think you're qualified to do it.
Well,
you're qualified to start. But you're going to make some mistakes and understand you will screw things up, and that's okay. We all started somewhere.
So this is the question. It says, hello, can anyone help me with the latest medical code for oral device appliance for sleep apnea? We have E0486, but lately Horizon Claims said the code is expired. We don't submit to medical per se, but our patients do. And we've only used them, we only know them to use the code with diagnosis 306.8. Appreciate any help. Patients Dental won't cover it without a denial for medical. So that's where we are. Thanks. First of all, my response.
Well, dental won't cover it at all.
Do you want to hear my response?
I would love to hear. Holly, could you give me your response?
There is no capital N, capital O, dental code. Sleep is a medical only. I'm going to repeat that for all you idiots out there that think that they're the same thing. There is NO, dental code. Sleep apnea is medical only. E0486 is the correct code. You must be using the wrong diagnosis code that you're applying to your claim. And that is factual.
Yeah, there's no, it doesn't matter if you get denial from the medical or whatever. There's nothing to forward to the dental. There's no dental benefit for this. What, you're going to call it a night guard? It's not a fucking night guard.
It's not a fucking night guard. Can a night guard kill you? No.
Actually, a night guard could kill you. It makes you 72% of the time when you do. Vanderveeken in Antwerp proved that the single arch appliances can sometimes make.
No, but I mean, if you only needed a night guard, would it kill you? No, but if you're supposed to have a sleep apnea appliance and you give someone a fucking night guard, it'll kill you.
No, it could lead to things in a condition that results in death. But wearing a night guard won't kill you. It makes your condition worse and your heart might give out. That's bad. So this person is barking up the wrong tree. They just need to know that, and they were already everything was fine. They were paying cash. They're not, the patients are submitting. Well, you're telling your patients how to submit incorrectly, but you're getting paid up front. So that's the right way to be. Get paid in full. Help your patients get some sort of reimbursement, but don't promise anything whatsoever, because there's a really good chance they're going to get nothing, especially if you do it wrong. I mean, you have to have a diagnosis. A lot of them aren't doing the right paperwork. That's why you need Rose Neerman and Neerman Practice Dental Writer and Practice Neerman Management to teach you how to submit correctly. Or how to create the paperwork to give to your patient to submit correctly so that they can get their rebate of some sort. But you absolutely should collect up front in advance before you treat. And if your staff isn't trained, your staff needs to be trained. They need to understand everything. They need to understand the words of it. AHI. What's an AHI? Why do we have the titration visits or the calibration? They changed the wording. We can't say titration anymore. We want to say calibration. So we calibrate these appliances because they're not necessarily working when you first deliver them. So you need to do a sleep test to figure that out and adjust as needed. It's absolutely not a glorified night guard where you go ahead and just make an appliance, deliver it, and wave to them. Yeah, have fun storming the castle. Yeah. You're
sorry.
Yeah.
I was drinking my wine. Sorry. Okay.
So I have strong feelings about. That's one reason I was lecturing so much a few years back on sleep apnea, because my belief is if you're going to do it right. That's from Wham.
Well,
if you're going to do it, don't half-ass it. Do it right. And so I taught a bunch of people how to do sleep apnea correctly, but so many of them they're like they don't even know what their fee should be, and then they don't even submit correctly. It's just it's absolutely ridiculous.
I have a client who's struggling with sleep apnea right now, and nothing's working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but she also. Okay, I do have a question.
All right. So Bianca entered the room and heard us talking about sleep apnea. Bianca, those that remember from the Botox episode, she's a esthetician and a big-time waxer. In fact, you got 12,000 followers now on your social media?
14, actually.
14,000. Jesus, that was yesterday.
follow
Was 12,000.
Bianca at, what is your thing? What's your handle?
Bianca the Waxer?
Bianca the Wax Slayer.
The Wax Slayer. So
Watching Buffy. Thanks.
we're all Buffy fans here in this household. So come over here and so that because I can barely hear what you're saying. So go ahead.
So I have a client who's struggling with sleep apnea right now, and she's trying to go through all of the steps to avoid having to get a mouth.
So she doesn't want a mouthpiece. She wants a CPAP?
She doesn't want a mouthpiece because I guess she has like some sensory issues and having something like change her bite as she sleeps. I don't know if she just like doesn't know what she's talking about, because I also don't know what I'm talking about.
So, but a mouthpiece is less invasive than like the machine.
Yeah, well, she was saying that she didn't want something to like change where her jaw was.
to pull her jaw forward.
And that's fair. If she doesn't want that, absolutely don't do the mouthpiece, because it has a potential. Statistically, there's a chunk of people that's going to happen.
Okay, because she would ask me questions and I was just like, go to my dad. I don't know what to tell you.
That's actually good advice. I can, at the very least, I will explain things.
I'm just a messenger. I'm not the doctor.
I'm just a waxer. Spread your legs.
Literally, yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, she does it all. Brazilians, buttholes, the whole thing. It's the thing.
And penises.
This is true. She
does.
She'll do the Brazilians.
She's one of the only one in that. They're called Brazilian peas. They're different.
Or the pea wax. What's it called?
Brazilian peas.
A Brazilian P. Or there's a Brazilian P and a Brazilian V.
I gotcha. Okay.
You can figure it. You can decipher it yourself.
The math isn't that hard. Do I have to carry the one?
What's actually so funny is that there's a lot of women who will schedule for a Brazilian P because they think that the P stands for pussy.
Of course they do. And welcome to the Timmermans.
And I'm just like, so fun fact. This is a professional environment.
What if they identify as a...
No, we're not doing that.
It wouldn't be an identification kind of thing. It would be a what's the
What am I grabbing?
what am I waxing? Yeah. I mean, I have clients who identify as women, but it is a Brazilian P.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
They cost the same, so it's not like there's really any.
Oh, okay. That actually was my next question, because if it's saving money, then I'm V all the way.
Okay. Period. Speak your truth. Actually, the pink tax is real. It's cheaper to be a man.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Oh my God. JJ.
I hate that cat.
Just Lord is making a mess. So
I hate him. You just hate that he likes to poop in front of my door.
Yeah, that's
there's
gross.
this.
He poops in front of my door.
I've moved
This is
all
true.
the litter boxes, so he doesn't even have a reason to go up there anymore.
I don't think it's.
Is it because you smoke weed?
I don't think it's that either. I think he's trying to tell me that something's wrong, or he's trying to mark his territory.
Are you going to take him to the vet?
He has
Okay, good.
All right. Yeah, we have a third cat, and he just keeps shitting in front of Bianca's door.
This cat
Every day I
is
wake up
grossing
and
me
I
out.
smell shit, and he's
You smell shit? It's right in front of my door.
well,
It
your
just
door is shut.
grosses me out. But I am way more. I feel like I'm way more sensory than everybody else in this house.
She's not. She's just more vocal about it.
Okay.
This is true. This is true.
Right.
I'll edit this out. This is fine.
Oh wait, I left my bread.
Yeah.
I came down for bread.
Yeah, you read.
Are you feeding birds?
Reading my stuff.
Tuppence for the.
I threw up and I'm trying to absorb what's
All right. So
You had a question?
I did. A couple days ago, I had screenshot something and then sent to you. So I'm going to find my original screenshot. Or maybe I should just find from my texting to you. Because this is one of those. I feel like I shake my fist at the clouds.
Always.
I'm
You're
that
a
old.
You're a big get off my yard lawn guy.
The whippersnappers piss me off, okay? I'm not wrong. I'm just saying that Is it before my trip? There's my Barbie movie thing. Okay.
Oh my God, I went to see the Barbie movie. I tell you.
I had to wake up from my
Okay,
5-hour nap to go to see Barbie.
I'm just going to tell everybody
Okay.
that is not a kid's movie.
It is not a kid's movie.
And I'm a little
I'll
bit.
beat you off.
I'm a little bit irritated that they kind of advertised it as a kid's movie.
They really did.
And it was not appropriate for kids. So if you're taking your kids or you're excited because it's going to be a family,
A lot of people are offended. I wasn't offended. I mean, it's satire.
you know,
it was fine.
it's satire, but kids don't understand satire.
Correct. That's why it's not a kid's movie.
And it's not appropriate.
But it was fun. It was a fun film.
Fun for us because we're adults, but do not take your kids to see that.
Because you're going to have to explain, was he going to beach off two people at once?
I had encouraged a friend of mine to take her granddaughter.
Oh, you need to tell her not to.
Well, she already did, and
Oh,
she's irritated now, and I'm pissed that it was a fucking ridiculous mess.
Yeah. That was probably not the right way to go.
How was it?
Okay, I got it.
Oh, you found it. Okay, because I think I found it too.
All right, so the screenshot wasn't what I was expecting because I thought I screenshot something else, but I found the screenshot, and I'm not sure I'm going to explain too much, but the new grads out there, I feel bad for you, and the dental students out there, I feel bad for you because you're not sure exactly who to follow, who is giving you information that is valid. So there's a guy out there, a self-professed influencer, and I think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because the fact that I'm talking about him means he's actually an influencer. He's influencing me to talk about him on a podcast. Therefore, by definition, he's an influencer.
Correct.
So, fuck you. I just want to start with that. So this dumbass is a grad. He's been out a year, 2 years maybe. I'm being a little too specific because I want to make a broad brush stroke with this. But the one I'm thinking of that has made an appearance on several things, he's got an Instagram that he's going around giving all this advice about, can you believe this? Or this is how I am doing this and that. All I see when I see his Instagram, and I'm not subscribed, so people send me shit going, look at this douchebag. And he's talking about how hard work it is for him to be an influencer. And he's got all these time-lapse photos of him standing in front of the window, staring at the window, thinking about what he should say. And then he's sitting in front of the computer, typing stuff out. He's influencing. You know what he's not doing? Dentistry. He's not doing a fucking thing. And guess how many jobs he's had in the past 1, 2, or 3 years? I'm not sure how long he's been a dentist. He's had like 10 jobs. He has and his whole Instagram photos have nothing to do with dentistry. I don't see any of his before and afters. I don't see any cases that he's done. I don't see any of his fucking work. He's just spouting advice. Hey, you should do this because I do. Okay, why would I do that? You've done nothing. I don't see any results, so why would I want to emulate this?
The thing is, he probably isn't doing it either. It just sounds like a great idea to him. And that's a big difference.
This dumbass was all pissed off because he got fired. You know why he got fired? Because he no-showed to his job because he was taking a CE class.
Okay, that needs to be
You
coordinated.
fucking dumbass.
You don't get to just take shit off. You rearrange the schedule.
You better make sure that the schedule allows that to happen. Because just because you had a conversation to your boss that this is a good class to take, doesn't mean it's okay to take the time off to go. Because if we have patients scheduled for you, guess who comes first? The fucking patient, not you, you fucking dumb entitled asshole. Jesus fucking Christ.
Welcome to the generation of there's other people but me.
Fuck this dude. So this dude is trying to give people advice, but now when he spouts, oh my God, can you believe this is the way the work environment is? He doesn't tell the whole story that, yeah, you've been fired 10 times in 2 years. You're a fucking piece of shit. The reason you don't have before and
Are you
afters.
talking about Dr. A?
I don't want to have to bleep this out because I'm going to forget to go
I can
back.
just say Dr. A. P.
Maybe. I might.
Dot.
I don't know.
If you can
I
figure it
probably
out, you
am.
deserve an award.
I probably am.
Is it the one that Alan Mead posted about?
Yeah, but it was a private group, so yes. But it was.
I just love Alan. Can I just go from there?
Let's go with our adulation of Alan Mead because Alan is so fucking
I
awesome.
like his ability to call a spade a spade.
Okay.
So
That sounds racist.
You know what? I'm tired of people calling everything racist. First of all, I am not a piece of shit to other demographics unless they're already a piece of shit. And that could be anything from...
And it has to do with race. That's just...
Yeah, that's just...
You're a piece of shit.
If you're a piece of shit, unless your race is I'm a piece of shit, and that's how you define yourself, then I have a problem with you.
I identify as a piece of shit.
I tell you. But is this the same one where podcast subject new?
Yeah, let's just go ahead. And if I have to bleep it, I'll bleep it.
I'm not going to say his name.
I think that's the dude. Yeah, that's him.
If you've never worked, you can't be successful. I'm sorry. It's not how it works.
Right. And why is this asshole considered an influencer?
Because he gets... The only thing that makes anybody an influencer is how many followers you have. Okay.
I posted a photo that was slightly off color, and someone says about me influencing. I'm like, I don't influence anybody.
Well, you influence me to drink all the time.
I drive a lot of people to drink.
It's because I work with you. I live with you. I travel.
I can't believe you're not high all the time.
My entire life is... I feel like we're those twins that can't get away from each other.
I've tried.
What are they called?
I can't quit you.
What are those twins called where they're
The Doublemint twins?
where they're stuck together?
Oh, Siamese twins? Conjoined twins?
I feel like we're conjoined.
Jesus. Well, you're not wrong, actually.
I'm wrong because I don't know a single other married couple that spends as much time together as we do.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about that.
And, you know...
We need to have a talk. Oh, Jesus.
Well, that was the cat. That was the one I don't like.
He agrees. We need more time away.
I'm fine with that.
Well, ever since you threw me from a golf cart, I've had some issues.
Sorry.
It is what it
that
is.
was just a subliminal, get the fuck away from me. I'm tired of you.
So I should read between the lines?
Yes, for sure. Oh my God. I tell ya.
Well, we should probably wrap this up. This is, anyway, the kids, watch who you're being influenced from because they're not all valid. So take that with a grain of salt. All right. So Holly, do you have a song?
No.
No? Okay. Well, hey,
I keep forgetting that we have a song.
I know.
This.
It's just kind of a fun thing to do. I actually just have a my phone. I went to look at my Apple iTunes, and there's a new song from Blur. So, are you familiar with the Ballad of Darren?
Nope.
Well, then I think we're going to learn about Darren, the Ballad of Darren, because it's now it just came out. So there we go. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
I just look to my life all I saw was that you're not coming back. Oh, can't you see? When the ballad comes for you, it comes like me. But I won't be afraid. I can't seem to find you in this midnight parade. I know it's so true. When the ballad comes for me, it comes like you. I fell in love with you. I met you at an early show. You falling, I'll fall along with you. Travel around the world together. I just look to the point where the words they are hitting me in a full on soul. Oh, can't you see? When the ballad comes for you,